Hello 4Kids, this is day 44 of me playing chess every day until I reach the rapid rating of 2500. So here we go. We have the game, we have the black pieces, my opponent roughly 2000 rated, d4 and d5. What my opponent will do is unknown yet, but we will see c4 or bishop f4. Okay, bishop f4 London system, and now pawn to c5. I really like playing these kind of positions, but white is at least equal if nothing else, so okay, e3, knight c6, kinda pressuring the center here. But now something like c3 or knight f3 can be played, and after knight f6, this is still theory, c3. And yes, we will see what will happen, c3 being the best move. But there are some other chances to play as well. Something like knight d2 now is perfectly fine. Also, maybe bishop d3 right away. But yes, something like bishop g4 maybe at some moment. My opponent spending some time, which is kind of weird, because if you play the London system, you probably are facing d4 and d5 and c5 a lot. And he plays the move pawn to c3, which is, I believe, the most popular move. Now queen b6, I like playing this position. Queen c2 is a bad move due to bishop f5 sacrifice you cannot take because I take the b2 pawn and the rook. So queen b3 has to be played, or queen c1 is also an option here. But queen b3 is probably what most of people are going to play in this position, of course. But okay, he goes with queen c1. Nothing wrong with that move, of course. Now probably something like bishop f5 or bishop g4. But where to put my bishop now is the question. Probably bishop f5, because I don't want to allow bishop d3. And if bishop f5, there is no bishop d3 because there is no queen to defend the d3 square and the bishop that will land on d3. So maybe he will play knight d2, bishop e2 and castles. Yes, knight d2 played. Now there are not many chances to develop. There are not many options to develop for black. Just e6, bishop e7 and castles as well. So that's what I'm going to do. e6 now. Maybe h6 and bishop h7 if knight h4. And this is pretty equal, pretty positional line. I could try to trap this bishop with knight to h5, bishop e2, perhaps now h6, yes, the best move, just giving my bishop a square here on h7. So let's do that. And the position is pretty closed, so maybe my opponent will play h3 as well, not to allow knight h5, but he castles. Should I play knight h5 now? Let's calculate. There is bishop e5, so I don't think that's very good. Takes, knight takes, my knight is under attack here. Just bishop e7 and castles next move. And yes, I don't know many ideas in this position, but I know for a fact that this position is pretty equal and balanced. Maybe g5 and castles, rook c8. I mean, I don't know if I should push c4 and then play like on the queen side, or what is my plan exactly. But I know that this bishop, that I like this bishop. I also have some space here, but white is just super solid. This typical London pawn structure is very nice for white. These two knights just solidly defending each other. This bishop perfectly fine on this diagonal as well, protecting the b8 square from my rook. Okay, knight e5 played. Interesting choice. Now I don't have knight h5 anymore because of the bishop. And that's maybe what most of people, not most of people, but some people would play knight h5 in this position, because they are used that bishop is on d3 in the London system. But of course, if you look at the position, you know that knight h5 just loses a piece here. Knight a5, I don't think I should take the knight. I think just castles. There is no knight d7 trick. Knight d7 fork, that actually would be. So yes, just castles. g4 doesn't work. Here, g5, I can just take it. Excuse me. And then prevent the idea of knight d7 fork being a threat. With something like queen to c7 maybe. And yes, we will see what will happen. Knight f3, nice. Knight f3, nice, smooth, kinda defending and not retransposing, but kinda going to reinforce the knight. That's the word I was looking. So knight f3. Probably now knight h5 is very good move. But I guess simply takes and bishop e5. I mean, if I can get the bishop pair, I would be just very happy in this position. So knight h5 takes with the pawn, and then I can even get this idea in. So yes, knight h5. And probably my opponent should have played h3. The position is still probably perfectly balanced, perfectly equal. But I mean, if I will win this game, I will win it because of small details like having a bishop pair in a pretty open position. Bishop g3, just take the bishop here. F takes, I don't think. Yeah, so h takes is completely the best move. So now I am thinking about f6. After takes to take. I could play slowly with rook c8. f6 also weakens some light squares here. And if f6 there is no knight g4, knight f3 is covered. I guess there is knight d3, so that makes zero sense to allow knight d3 to happen. So probably just rook c8. We are both playing pretty quickly. My idea, of course, is to play bishop d6, queen c7, and probably to attack on the queen side at some moment. But I think white is perfectly fine, even without having the bishop pair. I just went out of my room to get some water, and now I see the knight just blundered with knight d7, and this is a fork. I mean, when forky gets forked, is kinda insane. No, I'm just kidding, but I completely missed this knight d7 idea. So probably queen c7, knight takes, king takes, and I'm kind of hoping to maybe open something on the queen side perhaps. So just queen c7, and I completely blundered. And I had, not recently, but I mean 1 year ago, I had this classical game, and I always had a problem with these knight forks in the middle of my position. So now king takes is definitely the best move. And yes, this is probably my biggest weakness. I mean, bishop was on g5, my queen was on b3, and knight was on f6 defending the d7 square. My opponent simply took the knight, and I was just lost after knight d7, of course forking my pieces here. So this is just insane. My opponent is trying to play bishop d3, but probably I need to prevent the idea of playing bishop d3. So probably c4 now, and I will start to play much faster now because I should be just lost. I mean, lost is probably just another word of saying that I am completely not in the game anymore. Probably it is like +2 or something. But of course I won't resign. I will just try to fulfill my ideas on the queen side. Maybe I can open some things up because I have the two bishops here. Wait a second, to just like this. I have the two bishops, and if I can open my position, then this rook on a1 still won't be as good. But of course my opponent can play moves like a4, stopping any b5 moves, and if a6 just something like b5 is not really a threat because after takes this rook is already opened. So a4, but oh, there is a problem with a4. The b3 square is simply weakened. So probably a4, I go here and here, and then my knight is also very strong piece, but I guess there is knight d2 and I don't have much. I go back, and what then? It's not clear if a4 is a good move or not. Of course we'll analyze the game afterwards, but I can definitely guarantee you that the move, excuse me, rook to a to c8 was just a horrendous move here. After h takes on g3, I mean, rook f to d8 and then rook to c8, but okay. So rook to g2 was played with an idea of what exactly? This is kind of weird. It's still probably just much better for my opponent. Probably his idea is to... Actually, I don't know what his idea is. Maybe... Oh, this is his idea. Wow, but this is... unexpected. That's probably the word I was looking for. So, b5 here, b4 here, and a5. You will see. Let's start with b5, bishop d1, and when bishop c2, probably bishop to g4. I don't really want to trade these bishops off the board, because then I simply have nothing left, actually. Bishop d1 is just... Oh, whoa, this doesn't really work. But now you're getting very passive. Bishop d1? Maybe even bishop d3 then? No, a3 is just a horrendous move. I can go here. But there is bishop d1 to secure the square. So... I'm thinking about not playing knight to a5, because his idea is clearly to trade off bishops. But no, I just need to play here. Bishop d1. And I need to stay active. I'm not sure how. But he's just very passive now. Of course, bishop d1 is the only move. Not... I mean... I would only... No. Yes, bishop d1 played. Of course, I was threatening not only to... yes, only to win an exchange back. But who said I would take it? My knight on b3 is perfectly fine. So... now I can make like a waiting move or something. I mean, not waiting move, but trying to improve my position. Which would probably be to play something like king g8. Maybe rook b8. Yes, rook b8 I like. Rook b8, maybe a6. Bishop d6. Oh, let's play bishop d6 actually. Stopping knight to e5, yes. Bishop d6, and what is your move? That's my question to you. The only piece you can move is this knight, probably. And knight... Oh, perhaps I should have played g5. Spending more time on that move was important, because now knight h4 and f3 is kinda okay for my opponent. No, because I have g5 and the knight is trapped. So f3 is not a move, but knight h4 definitely is a move. But then I played g5, knight f3 back, and what have you accomplished is my question. So maybe I would still think that the position is better for white. I don't know whether slightly better for white or drastically better for white. But definitely he has some problems he needs to solve. Because if you could play bishop c2 and you wouldn't get forked here, then the position would be just amazing for you. Without this bishop, and let's say the queen is on d1 and rook is on b1, then the position for you is fine, but I still have very strong knight actually. And I have also kind of breakthrough, so perhaps the position is equal, but definitely not better for black, excuse me. But I will try to do my best here. I am looking at some... Okay, knight h4, bishop h7. I cannot give this bishop away. And I couldn't play bishop e4 because f3 comes with a tempo. Perhaps I could have, but... Now f3 loses the game because of g5. The knight is trapped. And g5 is just probably my next move, but we will see. And then something like king g7, improving my position. He actually cannot move too many pieces right now. And even if we trade bishops, rook e2, perhaps this is a move, rook e2. I don't know what does it do, but still. g5, let's say g5. Here is the only move, right? Yes. King g7. Knight e5 is not really possible. So g5. King g7. Maybe f6 and d5. Although I like these pawns on the light squares. Okay, let's play king g7 now. I will try to play maybe quickly because my opponent does not have many moves he can play. Maybe even bishop e4, but then I guess he can do this and this, and then he covers this whole. Oh, he doesn't care. Wow. So of course takes. I think this might actually be just fine for me because I have probably bishop b3 takes here and here. Bishop d3 you cannot take the bishop, so you need to play something else like rook e1. Takes, knight b3. There is knight d2, which is not really good for me. So how to play this? Bishop d3, rook e1. I could play knight b3 and after takes I could plant my bishop on c2 and open like this. Okay, knight b3, bishop b3, cb3 and bishop c2. Knight f1 and I can probably just go back. And I mean, knight b3 is probably my only option. And I have the two bishops, which is just fine for me. Knight b3, you have to take the knight, yes. And c takes on b3. There is only one way to attack the pawns nicely, which is knight d2. But after here, I guess e4. We will see what will happen. If queen d1, then bishop c2 comes with a tempo, and then I have the time to play a5 here. Back. Yes, I go bishop c. Yes, bishop c2 is the only move. e4. I could just take and then. And then I was thinking about queen c4 attacking the rook. Rook here. Bishop e7 perhaps going back. Because I want this bishop on this diagonal because I want to play a5 and b4, opening up the diagonals for my bishops. And the position is really closed for white. I mean, these rooks are definitely useless now, and d4 is the correct option, definitely, I would say. But how to do that now? Definitely takes is the option, because then he will take me if I don't do anything. So takes, knight takes here, bishop here. Should I just play bishop here? That's the real question now. Bishop e7 looks correct. Bishop e7, stopping any knight jumps. I mean, not that there were possibles, but okay. And then this knight is still perhaps somewhat stranded here. And if I can break through, I would be really happy with that resulting position. But I mean, you don't need to take. You can take once and then just wait because this pawn is defended. But I guess f5 and queen takes. And this pawn is also very dangerous. So you probably need to play something like here, here and here too. But this takes like 3 moves, and after here, 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 and here, Oh, queen e3. Interesting. What is your idea? I don't get your idea. F4. But you could play F4 right away. A5 probably. I don't know what his idea was. If I'm missing something, then I mean F5 I could play G4, closing down the king side, and F5. But then this pawn is just too weak, so if I play F5 then knight here and simply everything fall apart. But yes, I have 10 minutes, my opponent down to 8.5, and his position is still probably just fine by the computer. He can always give the exchange back and win a pawn, but I have before, so this queen e3, I thought the knight e2 and going here was better, and then pick up this pawn if allowed, of course, but now I can just a4. Oh, he can play a4. No, but then I play b4, and c4 is not possible. You play here, okay. And your idea is to push c4. That's kinda logical. And I don't need to push right away. I could do something else. And I don't know what exactly. But something like queen b6, b5, c4, was it, or takes, and then c4. I could, I don't know. c4 definitely a move. Let me think. Bishop f6 to weaken this pawn. Yes, let's play that. Bishop f6, c4, I can take it. I of course mean that he can play a4 now. But after b4 here and here, that's also a move, yes. Yes, I need to play bishop e7 now. But I mean, if he wants a drop, that's I guess fine with me. Knight d2 I don't think will be played, because he simply doesn't want a draw probably. I mean, I wouldn't want a draw if I am up an exchange, but it is true that he has somewhat weird position, and that I'm probably threatening before. Threatening is probably the correct word here. I mean, threatening. This resulting position is not that dangerous at all for white, but I have this very strong bishop on c2. White has these two rooks which could just potentially give me mate on the king side here. But I mean, I still have some hope. That's what I'm gonna say. And yes, we are only at the move 30, my opponent down to 7 minutes. And this should be a very, very fun game actually. And also this pawn is always threatening to push at some moment. He plays g4. I just need to break through, right? Or is there any hidden idea with the move g4? f4 doesn't work. I mean, just queen takes probably better. Anything else? I don't think so. So just b4, if AB, AB, CB, bishop b4, queen f3, threatening something on f6, I go back with bishop e7. And if I can infiltrate on the a file, just takes. I mean, queen d7 and rook a8 are my ideas. And picking up b2 pawn would be wow. Amazing. But I guess he does not need to take the pawn, but if he doesn't, then he's just in a lot of... I mean, you just need to take the pawn otherwise. What could you possibly do? You could go here, here, here. Takes, queen takes, and I cannot pick up the pawn because, I mean... Because... because I lose my queen. And yes, I think my position is still worse, but probably white needs to be pretty careful to get out some advantage from this position. He is down to 6 minutes, I have 8.5. And probably at this point I would pick the black pieces, but the computer will probably always pick the white pieces here due to materialistic look of all the computers nowadays. So a takes on b4 has just been played. Takes is probably still the best move, but then this pawn is isolated and I have the bishop pair and suddenly the board is quite open here. But black shouldn't be in any trouble whatsoever. You could play knight c3 there, but it probably loses a pawn, and the resulting endgame is just bad because I could push b2. So that's not what my opponent will do. My opponent spending quite some time. I think he is thinking like 1.5 minutes already, which is why. I mean, this is the most critical point of the game. For except, excuse me, but probably knight d7 was the most critical point of the game. But now this is the important part, because are you taking? Are you waiting? Are you doing something else like pushing? I mean, I don't see why would you. I guess I see there is knight d2 forking my queen and the pawn here, so he doesn't take. Wow, I take now. Definitely. Well, let's pretend that's the only move because it just is. Knight takes, bishop b4, rook takes. So how to do this? Bishop b4, rook takes, pawn takes, rook takes. Here. So let's think now. Bishop here, knight here. Doesn't do anything for me actually. Maybe rook a8, something I am thinking of. But there is a threat of d5, which is quite serious actually. How do I stop d5? Probably I stop d5 with playing bishop b4, knight e4 and queen a7. Yes. Bishop b4, if d5 I take, here and I take. And now I'm just threatening to win a pawn. And maybe even the game, because b2, b1 is kinda unstoppable there, but my opponent won't let me to take the knight. He will play, either he will take or play knight to e4. After knight e4, I still can take the knight because rook takes my queen. He's down to 4 minutes. And I spent like, okay, you go knight b5 here. But doesn't this just give me a tempo? Wait, what is your plan after queen b6? Wait, this must be a mistake by my opponent. Just queen b6, if you go here I can take it. And then probably push b2, b1. If you go here, knight e3 takes the same problem, I make a queen. You cannot defend it because of my bishop. Oh, you can play here, check. f6 though. here. Oh, you attack my rook. Oh, this is nice. Wow, this is very smart by my opponent here. I'm threatening. No, I'm not. There is nothing I'm actually threatening. Can I attack this knight while protecting the diagonal? Yes, but this just trades queens, so... That's not what I want either. Queen b8 here and takes. But hold on. No, just queen b6 check, king g8, rook b1, rook b8, excuse me. Queen b6, of course, check is the only move. I could consider playing f6 here. Oh, wait, here... Yes, I take, but rook takes, so that's not good. I mean, there is bishop... No, I should play there. Threatening bishop d2. But that's not really a threat even. I mean, then this pawn... Ah, this game is so complicated now. There is so much to calculate. Of course, check is the only move, but if you are just looking where to put your knight, then you will probably lose the game. But yes, check is played. Here, just sacrificing the pawn doesn't look good to me. So just king g8, right? If I go here, king g8 seems better. I don't know why. Wait, something is wrong with my computer. Wait, what? Excuse me, guys. I hope I don't lose the game now. No, king g8, okay. Everything is fine. What about the video? Everything is fine as well. Okay, let's go back to the game. I mean, something is happening in this game. I'm not sure what. But now suddenly my rook defends the bishop here. Rook b8, probably there is rook takes. But then the knight is hanging. But now this doesn't work yet anymore because I push c1 queen. The rook is still undefended, so... But there is knight d6. I mean, there is not knight d6, so... Rook b8 is there, knight d6 still no. You kinda have to go here. But now this is looking kinda weird. I guess there is the move rook a1, rook b8, and rook... Where? Oh no, there is knight a7 then. But he plays g3. What are you going to do after rook b8? g3 is kinda weird. Rook b8. Knight here I take and play here, here and check. And then I have a queen for a rook, but I have two queens. And the resulting position would be just insane. But probably his king would get checkmated somehow. And there probably is something I'm missing because he wouldn't play g3 because he definitely saw rook b8. He's spending some time here. Maybe you can sack here, but I take threatening queen and then you take back and I go here. Of course, I missed that. But there is bishop d6, I thought. I thought there is bishop d6, but what is wrong? What is wrong with bishop d6? Knight d5. I can just take it. No, bishop d6 should... Here I can take it. Or firstly take, but bishop d6. This is just a pure fork. I don't know what my opponent's idea is. Probably I'm missing something because he wouldn't play this. But of course he had the move knight e7, but I thought bishop d6 wins the game and I wasn't really calculating that sequence of moves. There is no check with the queen. And yes, but now you are down everything. You are down what? I have 2 bishops for your rook. How do I take back? Queen takes, defends this one. So here, 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 here. I'm up a piece, but I will take with the queen. Right? Yes. Defending the bishop. Now this should be theoretically winning for me, because 2 bishops are the best pair of the best combination of the 2 minor pieces. And I have some tricks here, so... And he's already down to 1 minute. I have 5.5. I am pinning. I am pinned here, excuse me. Rook here with an idea. Accept a draw. No, I don't accept a draw, thank you. I go here probably now. Actually, what about bishop a3? B takes, here, queen, and I take, I should be up a rook. Here, takes, let's do this once again. B2, what rook takes? Oh, this rook takes. No, but then I sack the queen, go here, here. Oh, but then he blocks me. This doesn't work yet. I could go here, then he takes. No, he doesn't take because he loses. Rook c8, d5. Here, no, takes. Here and here. Let's do this again. Rook c8, defending here. Rook c8, probably he'll play d5. I take. There is no check. Rook takes. Bishop here. Sack. Takes. Here. That should be just better. Here. He goes where? Here. And then he doesn't have the idea of d5, right? Here, rook c8, d5 doesn't work. Okay, I'll play this one. Bishop b4. You must go here, otherwise you lose an exchange. I mean, you could take, but then I simply take. I could potentially take with the queen here. He goes here, rook c8 now. This one is defended. And now I'm threatening bishop a3, here and here. Is this correct? Takes. Yes, I should be up a rook then. And this bishop here just threatens here. And if you... Okay, you wanna trade queens with me. First of all, I can play bishop d6. Also, I can take. Here and here, here I can take it. So there are 2 options how to win. Here, if rook takes just here. Takes here. Okay. So takes. If queen takes on the e5 wins, then I will take it. Here, and here. Here also wins because here just picks up the pawn, so just takes. Queen takes on e5. Rook takes bishop a3. You cannot defend the pawn. There is no check, so bishop a3. B on a3, b2. I should be up a piece here. If anything else, I could play here, then here, but also just promoting bishop a3. Let's go for it. I was also calculating in my head, in my head, in my head, rook b5, but doesn't work because here I just take the rook. I am up 2 pieces. So there is a way not to lose both of the rooks, or I don't get a queen. There is a way to take here and go anywhere else. Yes. And then I push, he takes, I take, and yes, here you go anywhere. Yes, fine. But this is on the queening square, so yes, just queen is good enough, right? Or there is anything else to secure me a queen? There is bishop d1, but takes here and here. Probably I'm just lost there. So here, I guess, threatens rook c1, but he plays rook c5. I take, and b8 here. I guess this is just too much to handle for a bishop, so just b8. b1, excuse me, equals queen, rook takes, bishop takes. And this is theoretically probably just winning on the spot. Going here and like moving somewhere. But this is just losing, yeah? I can go here, right? Oh, but then he has here. So what about takes? Here wins the game because he cannot defend it. You cannot push it. But he could again go here. Go here. Let's just take it here. Here. There is a check. Oh, I have a beautiful way of winning. Rook check here and here threatening mate. Okay, I missed this firstly, but this is just now winning, yes. He has check then, but he cannot go here because this just picks up the rook. Yes, now I can go here. Threatening checkmate in 1 and threatening the rook, and this should be just. Now there is no more checks and my opponent will resign the game. Or no, there is f3, yes, but still this is checkmate, right? The rook is no longer attacked, yes, but you cannot stop checkmate, which is just a beautiful. You cannot go here, you cannot push either of the pawns, and yes, this is just checkmate. Wow. You can delay one more move with rook d1, but then this is checkmate. And there is no stalemate because king has h3 and also this pawn is here. And now we'll analyze the game when he resigns. I think he was okay until he blundered the piece with knight to. I mean, even there, something else could have been better. We'll look after the game, but now he has only 40 seconds left and he will probably resign when he will see that there is nothing he can do now. I mean, if this wasn't checkmate, I guess this outside passer gives him some chances of drawing. Of course, there is nothing he can do, and now this is checkmate in 1. I can even remove it, but he'll probably resign here. So, I mean, this is just a beautiful checkmate, and these two pawns are just kinda smothering white's king, and he will now probably resign, or he will play the move a4 and rook h1 will be his checkmate, or he will just run out of time. Please don't, but okay, I guess he will. Okay, now he plays king h3 and this is checkmate. GG. Let's analyze the game. Firstly, the accuracies, how accurately me and my opponent played. I guess we both played pretty badly because I blundered a fork and my opponent then couldn't convert it. Wait, I had a brilliant move. Wow. Oh, bishop a3, okay. And so my opponent played with 80% accuracy, I played with 88, and let's analyze the game now. So pawn to d4 was played here. Excuse me just a second, my computer is running super slowly at the moment. What is happening? Okay, there it is. d4, d5, bishop f4 was played here, and c5. I mean, you don't really want to allow taking and then not defending the center with the pawn, so e3 was played. Knight to c6 here, and no, knight c6 was played firstly, excuse me. Now knight f3, knight c6 here, and c3. And now the theory is yes, queen b6. And while queen c2 is the best move, and after queen c2 there is the move bishop to f5. And oh, you can take here, which is just insane. Bishop takes cb and acb. So let me put it on the board. Here, here, and here, and here. This is the resulting position. And okay, but he played queen c1. I think queen b3 is also a pretty good move here, but it allows c4, and then you really need to go here. If you play queen c2, then there is the move bishop f5, which is just, I mean, you get pretty similar position but with a lot better version. So just queen c1 here, the best move. Now c takes is the best by the computer, or knight to h5. Well, I played bishop f5, which is still theory. Wow. Knight bd2 is still theory, and e6 is the first non-theoretical move of the game. Now bishop e2 and h6, not allowing anything to come. I mean, firstly, not allowing knight g5 or bishop g5, which is not an idea of white, but still. But first and most important thing is to play bishop h7 when knight to h4 happens. And my opponent castles here. I played bishop e7, knight e5, and I castled. Which here the position is pretty equal. I don't know why black is better. I guess because of the center here, but okay. White should be just fine. After knight d to f3 was played, I played the move knight to h5, which is a losing blunder. Oh, you can play knight d7 right away. But he played bishop g3. I took it. H takes on g3. And now anything except for the move rook 8 to c8, because knight d7 simply happens and he found it. Now knight d7, queen c7, knight takes, and king takes. Wasn't the best move. Ooh, wow. Usually taking with the king is the best in such positions, but okay. King takes. Now rook d1. And of course his idea is to play bishop d3. So I played c4, shutting down the d3 square. And after rook to d2, this was kind of strange move to me, but when I saw that this is his idea, then of course I realized it. And now b5. And a3 was a big mistake by my opponent that definitely shook his game. I played the move knight a5, trying to go here. Of course bishop d1 only move, defending the square. And also maybe trying to play bishop c2. Now play bishop e6. You cannot play bishop c2 here, because I simply take you. After something like queen takes, I have this fork, winning the material back, and the position is just equal. So I played bishop d6 here, yes. And knight h4 was played. Bishop e4 is the best. What about f3 here? Oh, bishop takes on f takes, bishop takes, e takes, and this position is better for black. Almost not winning, but much better. So knight h4, I should have played bishop e4. I played the move bishop h7. I don't know where the big difference is, but okay, he played now the move rook to e2. Yes, I guess he's preparing the move e4, excuse me. I played the move g5, which I don't think is really a good one. Why? Because my opponent's idea is just to play here back, because this knight on h4 is just bad. So I mean g5, of course he went back. This is the only move. And now king g7, an okay move. Bishop c2 now, and I played the move knight b3, and I thought this is just nice position. I will have the two bishops. And of course he took here, which is the only move once again. C takes on b3 now, and knight d2, only move that gives you an not winning advantage, but big advantage. So knight d2, I played the move bishop c2 here, and now e4 has to be played, which was played. E4, I played d takes on e4, knight takes on e4, and bishop e7, controlling this f6 square, which might be important in some moment. Of course, queen to f4 is not possible, but something like this. So knight takes on e4, bishop e7, and queen e3 was played, yes. Now I played a5 with an idea to expand on the queen side and break open the structure here. Now knight d2 was played, and here I thought that if I push, he can take and play c4. And I didn't like that, because I mean, I have zero plan here and play. So bishop f6 was played, just attacking this pawn, I mean putting pressure so that c4 will be kinda weakening the d4 square. And now knight e4 was played, bishop back to e7, and of course here I mean making a draw is bad for white, so he played something else. He played the move g4. Now I opened the structure with b4, which is a mistake. 8x was the best, 8x was the best. Now he should have simply he should have taken my pawn, but he played rook c1, which is bad because b takes on c3 is the best move. I don't know why it's not the best move here. Oh, you have to take like this. Okay, but my opponent take with the knight, which is bad. I played a pretty much top engine move, bishop b4 here, knight b5, and I played queen b6, which was the best move, and now it's simply equal position. Queen e5, only move, yes. f6. Okay, I played king g8, which was still nice. And he played g3, which is just not the bad, but still equal position. Rook b8, and now you had to take here, which is a draw suddenly, but I mean, even knight c3 is okay. But he played the move knight to c7, just losing after bishop d6. He played queen e3, and I simply took with the queen. He played the move rook d2, and now I simply played bishop b4 here, rook c8. I traded the queens and played the absolutely brilliant bishop a3. And of course it's not as brilliant as some of the other sacrifices, but of course I simply won this game now with this tactic here. Unstoppable checkmate, and now it happened. So if you have anything to tell me, guys, please write it down in the comments below. I will be reading and answering all of your comments. And if you like the video, please consider subscribing. It would really help me out. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.